Moomin, stop it, please. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to gauge where you're sat. It's quite difficult to tell because this screen on the here is so narrow to the one that I'm looking at. Choo. I think there will be about right. Let's give it a go. What I do need to do is spray this little man because it's getting a bit dry and we don't want that. He's not looking bad though, is he? He's coming on. Handsome fella that he is. Why can I hear myself? Because that shouldn't be on. Is that it? No, try that. So look at this. Ah. monitor. Is that it? We shall see. So I built this gorilla. Oh, he's not a gorilla, is he? Let's try again, shall we? Started this gorilla not yesterday, early hours the day before. Or was it yesterday? I can't remember. It could be anyway. No, I started him yesterday, sorry. Started him from a lump of clay. And built him up quite quickly, actually. This is always the thing that takes me the longest, is the fur, because I've got to get it right. If it looks wrong, no. It just, to me, it ruins the whole sculpture, and that's one thing I've been learning with my later pieces, especially over this, I don't know why, but like this last week, things have changed in my sculpting. I don't know if it's experience taking over a bit more, because I've been doing it over a year now, which I know is not a long time with some sculptors, but there's something definitely changed. If I look at my earlier work, it is much more whimsical, whereas these newer pieces, especially the last 4 pieces, this will be the last 5th, this will be the next 5th one, last 4 pieces, so 5 pieces, definitely different, much more, I don't want to say serious, because all of my work's been serious, but it is sort of that I've lost a bit of that silly, I guess, whimsical side that I had for a bit. I'm putting much more detail, I've noticed, into my sculptures. I want them to be better. I want them to be better because I want to be better. I want them to be better because I want to be successful. So I will sit in this room every day until I get it perfect. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably never get it perfect, because I'm pretty sure there's probably no artist out there that thinks they get anything perfect. Be very surprised. Every artist I have always known seems to be like, oh yeah, this is a great piece, but I don't like this bit, or but I wish I'd have done this, or you know. So I'm sure I'll never get anything perfect. However, as close to I'll be happy. I was going to do another live on Twitch tomorrow, but I think I might do one on here and see if I can get people to come and say hi. Because doing lives on Instagram before, I was getting quite a few people joining at one point on my old account, you know, until I lost my old account because of flipping scammers. And good old Instagram doing absolutely nothing about it. Not that I'm bitter. But at the minute I am creating his fur the way that I create fur. Whilst also trying to make sure that you can see things like his muscle definition, because I can see them in the different pictures that I use. I never use one picture. I say this on my Twitter as well. Don't use one picture. I actually use about a dozen pictures, and I'll take a bit from each picture and make it my own. I don't like copying people's photographs. I made that mistake when I was drawing, and I used to ask, but there was one picture and I couldn't find that person. I did look, couldn't find them at first. I don't know if I was typing the name in wrong, but then I got a message off that person having a right pop at me for using their picture. So I apologised and told them it was for a personal drawing, I wouldn't be using it for anything else, blah blah blah. And after they'd got it off their chest, threatening me with solicitors and rubbish like that, which is a load of crap, because if they're putting it out in the public, it's to the public, and it was my definition of her picture. It wasn't a dead copy. However, I didn't make that mistake again. I started using dozens of different pictures and then making that my drawing my own. And I do the same with my sculptures. Plus the fact you can't use one picture, you just can't, not with sculpting, because you need to see it from different angles, so you have to try and find as many pictures as you can. If you want it stood in a certain way, you have to find those pictures where it's stood in a certain way, and you're never going to get pictures all the same where they're all stood the same. So what you have to do is find as many pictures you can that are similar and use them. I'll tell you the worst bit about using that woman having a go at me. It was a long time ago now, but she actually had people coming on my account making bloody threats. I mean, how pathetic. I don't give a damn how big you are as a photographer or whatever you do. All you've got to do is speak to somebody nicely. She was downright rude and aggressive and threatening, and I think that is actually what put me off wanting to draw, because I couldn't be bothered with the drama. And I mean, it's great, because in the end I did stop drawing and I found sculpting, and this was my medium. Without a doubt, this is my medium. This was what I was meant to do. Never took to any medium like I've took to sculpting. Never. It's yeah. It's just for me. This is what I love to do. I love it. I just find it I don't even know what the word is. I was going to say freeing them, but I don't even know if that's the right word. I don't know, but I just love it. I'm going to move the camera because although you can see me at the minute, when I turn you can see what I'm doing, but when I turn the other way you can't. Come in. Thank you. Sorry guys, my dog's chewing a foot behind me. Rather annoying. Where the horse played Spider-Man and the music in it is bizarre because I keep thinking he's playing bloody Harry Potter. I don't know why, but that's what it sounds like from here. I'm probably hearing it completely wrong. I was just like, why don't I just do a quick live on Instagram? On Instagram, it's been ages since I did a live because of losing the other account and because I didn't have the right setup. Now I do, as you can see. Although I do wish you could use a wider lens and the one they give, not the lens, the camera that you've got on Instagram. You see, my camera shows me, the ape, and a bit of everything around me. You can literally just see the ape. I keep saying the ape. The gorilla. He's a gorilla at the end of the day. Why don't I just call him a gorilla? He has got a fab face though, hasn't he? Look at that face. I think he's got a fab face. Do you want to see his face? We're about 10 seconds behind my actual camera. It's bizarre. I like him. He looks like he's stood a bit weird at the minute because he's leaning over, which he is in the way I've stood him, but it's the angle of the camera I think makes it look worse. Now, that's his chest. He does have a hairy chest. It's just not as hairy. Because you can see the definition of his actual chest. I can still see hair on it. You see? You've got a chest like Jules. He's got Jules a big silverback because he's just got such big shoulders, which I'm sure nobody on here wants to hear about. Well, there you go. Too late. I already said it. I am going to have to flip this man over, this gorilla over man, at some point to do his underside again because I think I need to reshape it a bit. Okay, thank you. Please stop it. Oh, let's just take that excess off there. Thank you. Don't need that on there. Oh, that's it. Mummy's took a hike because I told her off for chewing. She's like, sod you, Mum, I'm out of here. It's not going to be a very long live, guys. I am sorry, but it is nearly 1 AM. However, I am going to come on here tomorrow because I think it might be way more sociable than Twitch. I mean, talk about flipping quiet. And it takes time to build an audience and all, but wow. I think I had 7 people on yesterday. I don't know if I had anybody on today. It was just so quiet. Now I did stream later today. I was supposed to stream at 1 o'clock. I didn't get on till 5 o'clock because I was adding some furniture to this room and tidying up because it was a bit of a mess, and you can't work in a messy environment. You just can't. So with the help of Jules, we've moved some things around, and I've got a new set of like shelving, so I've got more room to put stuff, which has cleared my desk up of clutter, which is amazing because now I feel like I've got tons of room. So it's great. So I might just come on here tomorrow and have a long day of streaming. At least maybe to try and finish this. I was hoping to finish this tonight, but because I didn't get on till late, it's not going to be finished. It's just not. Sadly, it would have only probably took me a couple of days to do this part. It'd take me about 2 weeks in total to finish because I have to let him dry, fire him, airbrush him. Etc, etc. However, what's one more day between friends, eh? And I think we're in a bit of a bad angle because I did move my camera for Twitch because I was doing a certain area and you couldn't see anything because my hand was in the way. So I moved it so that they could see, and now it's left everything else at a bit of a poor angle. At least I think it is anyway. I could do, I don't know, I need some sort of setup where I can move the camera not just in front of me, but where I can move it above me, to the front of me, and to either side of me, and I don't think that's possible. Not unless I buy some sort of cage and or structure, I don't know, scaffolding, and I'm not even sure how I'd do it then. with one camera. How would you do that? You wouldn't be able to keep moving it through the stream like I have been doing today, because it probably looks flipping hideous. We keep constantly moving the camera. So if anybody on here is a regular streamer where they're not drawing or painting because they have to constantly move it, like I'm constantly moving this, if anybody's got any tips for me, please send them my way, because if I could make life a little bit easier with filming, it would be amazing. I'm going out. I want the world to know. You gotta let it show. I heard tonight there was another bad accident near me. I don't know what this one was, but the one that was here last week, I think, it was a big one. I think it was last week. That was sadly a death on the motorway. This again today was on the motorway, but I don't know what it was yet. I am sure that I will find out very soon. I have a feeling that Jules will probably already know. I think people have forgot how to drive since COVID, to be honest with you. I've been out with Jules on the bike and wow, some of the near misses because people are not concentrating and nearly coming to the side of you or come around the corner on the wrong side of the road. It is terrifying. I have never ever been afraid on the bike, never. I've never been afraid of Jules being out on the bike. Never I worry, because he's an amazing rider and he's extremely safe. However, just recently I worry for him because I think the roads are terrible. I think the roads themselves are in appalling conditions. I mean, the road coming into where I live has more potholes, you know, and I'm not just talking small potholes, I'm talking 8-10 inches deep potholes. You know, it's appalling. I can't use my wheelchair on the pavement because it's cracked and it slants that much that I find myself fighting to go in a direction I want to go, like straight ahead, because it is horrendous. The whole street needs, I mean, they redid the paths a couple of years ago all around us, but they never came down our street and did our street, which is appalling. I don't know why. Yeah, flipping terrible our roads at the minute, and the public roads are just as bad, if not worse. I mean, that's a public road obviously, but even so, I'm saying the roads are horrendous. Sadly, our government doesn't seem to know how to pull its finger out its butt, and what's even worse is people seem to think that Farage is going to be good for the country when he's not, because he's just another Trump in disguise. He's going to make you false promises and then do nothing, just like Trump is. I just hope he doesn't succeed, because he's not as good a talker as Trump is. You know, but sadly, when people are worried about money and situations. They get afraid, and fear breeds stupidity. And people do silly things like vote for conmen and rapists. Sorry, I can't stand Trump. I think he is an absolute moron. And the people that fall for his constant crap are just as bad. Because there's no excuse. People say, oh, well, they don't watch anything else but him. Well, no, that's no excuse. If you can't be bothered to do your research, to see what he's actually doing to your country, then you deserve everything that comes to you, I'm afraid. Because everybody else in the world can see it, just not those that follow him. Which is mind-blowing to me. It really is. And I feel sorry for the people that didn't vote for it. Though I don't feel sorry for the people that didn't vote at all because they couldn't face voting for a woman, especially a black woman. Oh my God. But I just feel lately that our world is going to absolute crap. Probably the best way to put it. I need to go in. I need to cut in on his legs a bit. I have done them a bit thick on this area here because it does actually cut in. It's got very thick fur, this mountain gorilla. But I have just noticed that this bit here cuts in. So anyway, I don't do political talk, so I'm more worried about just the state of the country, to be honest, than anything else. Really am. You know, things like medical, you know, if Farage does get in, he will privatise the NHS. It will be gone. The NHS will be gone, and if that's the case, I have no idea how I'll survive because the amount of medication that I take is insane. And it's things like that that worry me. How are people who take regular medication supposed to survive with no NHS, with who have constant illnesses like me? How? We need the NHS. It's the best thing this country has. Even if it is not working properly at the minute, it is still one of the best things, and other countries followed suit. You know, I mean, Americans come over here and they're gobsmacked. They don't have to pay for an ambulance. No, you don't. And I think it's a wonderful thing, but they need to do more what they used to do before. Fundraising. To me, it doesn't feel like there's much fundraising done anymore. I remember that there used to be tons of stuff where they'd do fundraising for the NHS, and that seems to have disappeared. I'm going on again, aren't I, about politics? No, I'm not. I'm going about the NHS. I worry. I need medication. I suffer with chronic illnesses. chronic pain, this is. And if they do decide to dump the NHS, and privatise it all, I don't know what I'll do. But hey ho, happy world, happy people, you know. I need to scrape out some of that there because it is way too thick. I need to be able to see his leg there. I can't go too thick, otherwise I'm going to cut into himself, and I don't want to do that because it's hollow. I've already hollowed him out. But I always put on extra fur so I can cut it off to make shape of the body. If that makes any sense to anybody. I've just chucked clay on the floor and I really did not mean to. Whoops daisy. Whoopsie daisy. But there you go, you see now I can see his leg and his join. Dun, 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 sh, sh, do, 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 do. Oh, sorry guys, I need to turn him a minute to do this bit because I can't. See what I'm doing. God, I feel ill tonight, guys. I think I'm coming down with something. I have had a sore throat now for about 3 days, 4 days. Every time I swallow, it's like I've got a cactus in my throat and in the back of my ears, like where your ears join your throat. If that makes any freaking sense at all, because I've just pointed to my neck and you can't actually see me, so anyway. But yeah, wow, seriously, sore throat, headache, not bunged up, not really very snotty, just exhausted and just generally feel bleh. Very strange. I don't know what it is. I mean, my mum warned me about a new strain or something of COVID where you get symptoms like this. But I've not been around anybody to get COVID. So I don't leave this house. Very, very rare that I leave this house. I mean, Jules took a friend of ours to the hospital and then he collected him again a few days later after an operation. But I can't see it being that at all. I just can't. But if my ears keep ringing as well, which is a horrible feeling. Do you know, I love this tool. It's a brilliant tool, this tool. I also hate this tool. Why? Because it makes my hand black every time, and I have been using this for months and it still does it. I need to paint it. I think I'm going to put some, I wonder if I put some varnish on it. Well, that'll work. I don't mean nail varnish, I mean varnish. Maybe if I paint it, maybe that'll work. Because it is rather annoying. Oh, he's starting to take some shape now. He really is. See, we've got a bottom now. And he's got a dent with a muscle, and he's going to have another dent here as I start to do this. You will see the clay collects on the spike in very small clumps, and depending on how much I want to take away, I will keep continuing in the same place until I've got enough out. And as I'm doing that, I'm making sweeping strokes to create the fur look. And it just, I was not taught this, I taught this to myself. I basically fell upon it one day. I don't even know how. I was doing the dash hound and I was struggling. No, I wasn't. I was doing a badger. That's what it was. I was really struggling to get his fur right. And I'd added loads of little chunks of clay. And I started scraping like that, and I all of a sudden sort of went into my own motion of doing this, and that was it. That was me. So I have built it up and built it up, whereas now I cover my furry animal in these beads of clay, all overlapping one another, and then I do this to shape the clay, basically, and it just works for me. Might not work for anybody else, but it definitely does me. I do love working with clay, I really do, guys. I really do hope that I can make something of this, because I'm dying to get a larger kiln so I can bring you larger sculptures. Can you imagine a gorilla like this, but wow, you know, so much bigger? Oh wow, you've just look awesome. But to get one of those kilns, I'm going to need around £2,000, and that's not going to happen. I thought I'd fallen lucky with another kiln. It was a great size, big kiln, etc, etc, except for when it arrived, the person who sold it me had sadly failed to tell me that it doesn't get higher than 1100, I think it is, Celsius, and mine needs to be sort of like over 13 or over 12 at least, into the 13s. So I was pretty ticked off. So now I've got a kiln out there that I don't need. So I'm going to, it was also in quite crap condition, so we're going to clean it up. It all works, but it needs cleaning up. So I'm going to clean it up and find it a home. So as for my little kiln, what people helped me get, I'll probably keep it for now at least, even if I got a larger kiln, because it'd be great for doing smaller pieces in. And if I do become, you know, busy, successful busy, you know, busy anyway, I keep myself busy, but if I do become successful busy, I might need 2 kilns. I just don't know. I mean, I get faster and faster at making these sculptures, although I have slowed down again recently, but that is because I've changed my technique and my style to a much, I feel, a much better technique and style. So yeah, get me. How much did I take out of there? I took a chunk out there, look. About the same as I just took out that side. I want the world to know. Try again, shall we? Diddly dee, diddly dee, diddly 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 dee, dee dee diddly dee. I watched a shocking video today. I have to say, it was shocking. I was brought up to have respect. 1, my elders. 2, I was brought up to respect other people, not to be racist or homophobic or judgmental of anyone. It's just the way I was brought up. You know, I like to think where I come from, most people are like that actually. I know a lot of my friends were. Anyway, I saw a video today of a woman in America and wow, blew my mind. Elderly woman, I'm talking in her 70s, and she walked up to a couple in a cafe. I don't know if it was a McDonald's or what, but it was some sort of food establishment, and they had these hoodies on that on the back it said Palestine, and Palestine was written in PAL, then the next line under that was the rest, and it went down in 3s like that. PAL and then E and S underneath. I think that's how it went. I'm sure it went 3, 3, 3 like that. Anyway, so I think doing that. This woman took umbrage with the fact that they had these jumpers on. She tried to throw black, hot, just bought hot coffee over this couple. She actually tried to throw it over the wife, and the husband stopped her. And she was the way she spoke to these people, I was just like, wow, really? People exist that are that rude? And she actually smacked the guy in the face because he was stopping her from getting to his wife. I don't know why she was targeting the wife, because they both had the same jumper on. They were both American. They weren't from Palestine, they were American. They had American accents. Whether they were in some way had Palestine family, I don't know. But, or maybe they just felt that Palestine's being treated badly, I don't know. But this woman, one, immigrant, not American, very strong accent, don't know what she was, but she seemed to think that she had more rights to be an American than the Americans did. And the things that she was doing, oh my god, like saying she's trying to throw black coffee over them. She slapped the husband in the face. She was trying to grab the wife's phone because the wife was obviously filming all of this along with other people in the shop. But wow, it was unbelievable. And then I didn't think I could be any more shocked right up until the coppers went to her house. Somebody at the shop knew who she was, and they had phoned the police and told the police who she was, because the couple didn't know who she was. They didn't know of Adam. And this is what blew my mind. They went to this woman's house who had a huge American flag hanging on the front of her house, not at the top, right on the front. Huge American flag hanging. And these coppers go up and knock on the door, and out she comes, and they're talking away to her about this incident, and she's going, did they tell you? Did they tell you what they did to me? They threw hot coffee all over me. They threatened my life. Going on like this woman is. And the copper's like, I'm sorry, no madam, that's not what happened. I've seen the videos, and I've seen more than one videos. Now, the couple had videoed it. There was also the woman who was the manager of the shop also videoed it. They also had the shop's CCTV video of it with volume, and they'd all been handed in to this police officer. And this woman stood there, and she was having none of it. She was like, they attacked me. I just walked up to them and said, F Palestine. So she used the word. And they attacked me. And he says, I'm sorry, madam, but that's not what we saw in the video. What we saw in the video is that you actually approached them in an aggressive manner, said what you said, and then you attacked them. You tried to throw coffee on them, and with which the coffee was held away from them, and it went on the floor. No, it didn't. It went all over me. He threw coffee on me. Well, no, madam, he didn't throw coffee on you. He stopped you from throwing your coffee on him by holding your arm. The fact that you tried to throw it while you still had a hold of your arm meant it went back on the floor, and some probably on you. Yes, I've still got it on my shoes, look. And she was not having it. She, even though it was all on video that she was in the wrong, she wouldn't have it. They were in the wrong. They were the ones that were threatening her. They were the ones that were horrible. And I was just blown away by it. I was like, wow. It's like watching Trump TV. You know, don't believe your lying eyes. You might have seen it, but it didn't happen. It was amazing. She was charged though with, I think she got 3 charges. Battery was definitely one of them. I think something like breach of peace or something. And what was the other one? Something to do with a hate crime. I think she was done for. And I'm glad she was, because she deserved it. Elderly or not, she had absolutely, whether you agree with somebody's views or not, to walk up to somebody and try and throw hot coffee on them? No. Absolutely not. No. Wrong. I was just like, what is happening to the world? What is going on with people? They're losing their flipping minds. It is a nightmare. Right, this is a long bit of fur done. Now I need to do this side and get this right. It's not going to be completely perfectly even because he doesn't go to a hairdresser's to get his bottom trimmed. I am sure of it. Be quite funny if he did though. Well, it's quiet in here tonight as it is everywhere else, I think. I don't think anybody's out. Mind you, it doesn't help that I don't have many followers anymore. Stupid scammers. And I don't know how to get them back. I had so many. I was almost at 3,000 followers. I know that's not a lot to some people. I mean, people have bloody hundreds of thousands of followers. I know that. But to me, that was huge. What you've got to think about is put 3,000 people in your living room. It's not going to happen. Because they ain't going to fit unless you've got a flipping big living room. And I don't. So to me, 3,000 people almost was a lot. Now, I don't know how many I've got. I think it's less than 200 though. Oh, not even 100 I don't think, to be honest. I am honestly not sure what I have. I mean, I've got to start following people again because I lost everybody that I followed, and I followed tons of galleries and sculptors and all sorts. Now I've lost them all. And I don't have a big famous sculptor friend that could put the word out there for me, you know. I'm coming up. Why am I singing that? I don't know why I'm singing that. I have no idea why I'm singing that. Not a clue. What I have found out on here is when I do my live on my phones, it would save my lives and put them onto my Instagram. I have found out doing it this way, it doesn't. I'm at a bit of a loss. I don't understand why. But when I press goodbye, it deletes everything I've done. And the only way I can know that I've done it is that my system that I use for doing lives, called OBS, records it for me. Oh, he's getting shape now, look, can you see it? It's really hard for you to see on camera, which is annoying. But he's getting shape, like he's got a dent here where his muscle is in his leg, which is really cool. And then he's got a dent there, where his bottom shapes, and I'm just about to put him one in, the same as the other side. right here underneath his bottom there, because one thing gorillas have a muscly tush. Oh, look at that, my flipping OBS is just disconnected, which means you're going to disappear, and if you do, that's it, I'm done. Yep, there it is. I don't even know what to look at. Reconnecting. I don't know if I do, having to press reset there, you see. There's no sort of refresh button on here, whereas when it does it on what's it called, Twitch, there is. Right, sure. Come on. It's not doing it, is it? I'm coming up, boom, boom. My work, computer work. What is going on? Oh. I'm gonna just risk it for a biscuit. But if it's gone, it's gone. So where was my streaming go now? Has it just disappeared? I guess so. So